Orchard is a quick solitaire tile laying game that plays in under 10 minutes. The aim of the game is to harvest fruit by playing cards so that the fruit trees overlap other trees already in the orchard that bear the same fruit. The more trees you can overlap, the more fruit you'll pick. Welcome to my review of Orchard. Hey everyone, this is Rizakos. Today I'm bringing you my review and how to play of Orchard. Before I get into the rules, let me guide you through the setup of the game first. You place the dice and tokens in a pile within easy reach and shuffle all cards. Then divide them into two 9-card decks. Place one deck face down and within easy reach. The other one you can put to the side for immediately playing a second game afterwards. Then you draw the top card of the deck and place it face up in the middle of the play area to form the beginning of your orchard. Draw two cards to form your initial hand. And that is already it for the setup. And the gameplay is almost as simple. In your turn, you always do 3 actions. Play a card, place dice, and draw another card if possible. Let me explain those actions in more detail. When you play a card, you may rotate it as much as you want either way before adding it to your orchard. At least one tree on the new card must overlap a tree already present in the orchard. Also, the fruit of any overlapping tree must match the fruit of the tree on the card underneath it. Then you must place or rotate the dice. For each tree on the played card that overlaps a tree in the orchard, you do one of the following. If there's no die on the tree underneath it, then place a die on the overlapping tree, with its one face pointing upwards. The die color must match the tree's fruit. That also means that if you have no dice remaining of that color, then you do not place a die. If there already is a die on the tree underneath the played card, then you lift up the die, add your card to the orchard, place the die back down on the newly overlapping tree. Then you rotate the die. If the die shows a 1, rotate it to show a 3. If the die shows a 3, rotate it to show a 6. If the die shows a 6, rotate it to show a 10. If the die shows a 10, then leave it showing a 10. This way the dice indicate how much fruit has been harvested. By the way, the leaves on the dice are for visual appeal only and are not used for scoring. After having placed cards as well as rotated or manipulated dice, you draw another card from the deck if there's still one available. There also are these rotten fruit tokens. Twice per game you may place a card in such a way that an overlapping tree's fruit does not match that of the tree underneath it. If that's the case, remove the die on the tree underneath if there is one, return it to the dice pile and instead place a rotten fruit token on the overlapping tree to show that its fruit is spoiled. Keep in mind that you may use both rotten fruit tokens on a single card, but also that a tree with rotten fruit cannot then be overlapped by another tree anymore. The game can end in 2 ways. Either you are unable to place one of your 2 cards, or you have placed the final of the 9 cards. Then you add up all your dice to determine your total harvest score. Also subtract 3 points for each rotten fruit token you have used. Then you can determine how fruitful your harvest was. You can also play the game cooperatively. It works very similar to the solo game. You just need 1 copy of the game per player. And that is how you play Orchard. So, do I like the game? Yes, I surely do. The game's components are wonderful. The dice as well as the tokens look really colorful and are designed well. Also, the cards have a good quality. I just love it when games have great components. Also, look at this box. The space is used nearly perfectly, which makes this a really small package you can just put in your coat. Great design. The game is good fun. It's quick to set up and quick and easy to play. It's so quick in fact that it makes sense that there are 2 decks of 9 cards. You do want to play at least 2 sessions in a row. But don't be fooled. Despite the game's simplicity, getting a good score is far from easy. And that sums up my opinion regarding Orchard. If you like quick to play solo games with a small footprint, this is a great game to have in your collection. I'd highly suggest you hunt it down then. It's not my favorite solo game, but what it does in a great way. But it's definitely not a groundbreaking game. Then again, it doesn't have to be. And that concludes my review of Orchard. Definitely be on the lookout for a playthrough on my channel. It will come soon, I promise. If you're still watching, thank you very much for doing so. I highly appreciate that. Alright, that should be all. I'll see you on the channel. Take care and cheers.